Hey guys, Joe here of the Joe Madden Sports Podcast. Joined this afternoon by Josh Inglis of Covers.com. Josh, welcome to the show.
What's up, Joe? How are you today, and how is your Thursday going?
Thursday is absolutely incredible. It's great to have you on the show. I'm excited to hear about what you have going on at Covers, as well as talk a little NHL with you, some props, some MLB. We're going to cover it all today, Josh.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, let's get started by tell me what a normal day is like at Covers for you.
So at Covers, us content guys and the betting analysts, we have schedules that our fantastic scheduler gets out. So we have preview stuff to get done. So usually every day we have about 2 game previews to do. So today I kind of woke up, jumped on Twitter before I kind of got out of bed. I don't know, looked at some game wraps before I start digging into it, go down to the office, start handicapping. What was today? Today was Tampa Bay at the Yankees. So punched out, I don't know, 1,300 words or something there. I don't know, falling around social during that whole time. Finished that, do this spot with you. And then after that, and then I get to write game 2 Stanley Cup Finals. And that will take me through my Thursday. And then, I don't know, tomorrow, kind of the same thing. Follow a schedule. We have our Bad X release show on Fridays. So it's really busy. There's a tight schedule to follow. And even on the days where we're not that busy, they give us some free time to create, I don't know, hopefully some original content that makes smarter sports bettors.
That is fantastic. What is your favorite part of working with Covers?
I don't. Covers is a fantastic company. And I just got to meet all the people that actually work for it because we work remotely. So it was really nice to meet everybody there. And it's insane how good of handicappers and how good people are knowledgeable at sports betting, like even the editors and all those people. So it's all like-minded people. And it's really cool to work for a company that has such high goals and a push into what is obviously a massive industry that's continuing to grow.
Absolutely. It's great to see the steps coming in the industry with all the expansion for sure, Josh. Now, for yourself, how did you get into this industry?
It goes back a long time. So I was in Taiwan for 12 years teaching English before I came back to Canada maybe 3 years ago. So
Okay,
we used
pause. Whereabouts in Taiwan? I actually taught English in Taiwan as well. So that is a funny connection. I was in Dongsha outside of Taichung.
哦，真的吗？哦，我是在桃园人。
See, you're way better than me. I can't get my tones down. My Mandarin teacher always yelled at me that I couldn't say ma even correctly, but all I knew was ting badong. I don't understand. So
Yeah, no, that's okay. 12 years, you need to learn a bit. I obviously didn't learn
yeah.
enough in 12 years, but we were there. It's funny that you know that. So me and one of my editor in chiefs now, we started our own blog on the Taiwanese baseball league.
Wow, that's
Yeah, so
cool.
we started the CPBL in English because the World Baseball Classic was coming and we wanted passes. So we tried to start our company, our blog, like 2 years in advance. So when it came, we could get media accredited, but then it
Yep.
never came.
Oh, that's too bad to
So
hear.
that's where the writing came from. But the betting was always there, especially on that side of the world, betting on
Yep.
Japanese soccer, Korean soccer, Filipino basketball. Everything the time change makes it a lot different, right?
Yeah, it sure does. Betting on everything over there. Incredible experience. I'm glad you got to experience that as well. It's second to none being able to teach English in Taiwan. It just opens your eyes to a lot of things in the world.
Oh, absolutely. And as a 26-year-old person to go there, it was a fantastic time. We brought the family over. I got married there, met a lot of cool people, a lot of Canadians, and
Yeah.
yeah, brought back here. And I was doing a lot of freelancing stuff for covers, and
Yep.
then a job opened up, and I was lucky enough to get hired there.
Oh, fantastic story into the industry, Josh. When you grew up, were you always super competitive, super into sports? How did the betting side of things get ingrained into you?
It's I don't think I've ever told anybody this. This is funny. So I was sitting like in the backyard, or like on the deck, or wherever I was shooting a ball or something, and I was by myself. I always played against like 3 people. It would be like my first name, my middle name, and my last name.
I
So
love
like,
it.
yeah, or yeah. So I was always super competitive. I mean, and then then you get older. I remember my first bet being placed, pooled between three guys, and the only time we could see the score, this was like maybe grade 9, $100 bet between three guys was massive at that time. And the only time we could see if we had won the ticket was just on the ticker scrolling through in, I don't know, like 1995. So that was my introduction to betting on sports. And ever since then, kind of been known to dabble.
Been hooked. And we were talking off air before. I thought maybe you had a Chargers shirt on, and you said a statement that is so true for all of us. Really, we have our home teams that we love, but you made a statement that I don't have a favorite team. I have who I'm betting on. So very true.
Yeah, I was a Raiders fan growing up. I mean, I was in that era of suburban Ontario, grew up listening to Wu-Tang, loved the Raider image, loved everything about it, became a big Raiders fan, and then we got trounced in the Super Bowl, and then I was old enough to kind of give up on that passion and then enjoyed betting on sports, and ever since then, I've never really had a team.
But I'm sure you can say anytime a Wu-Tang song comes on, you're thinking of the Raiders for sure.
Oh, absolutely. My Tim Brown jersey. Yeah.
I love it. It was just brilliant how the Raiders really did work with them and everything that they put out. Let's talk some NHL. We had game 1 last night in the Stanley Cup Finals here. We've got game 2 coming up. What are you thinking? Colorado got the first win.
Yeah, weird game. I was on Tampa Bay. I thought Tampa Bay would come out and play their game initially, but once Vasilevsky gave up those 2 soft goals early in that first period, their kind of game plan kind of went out the window. I mean, that was like the first 5-hole goal Vasilevsky's allowed in the entire playoffs. So the crazy thing about it is, if you look at these numbers, John Cooper came out after the game and said, we were in this game despite not playing our best hockey, which is accredited to how terrible maybe Colorado will be in net for the remainder of this series. And we're seeing it in the opening price. Tampa Bay opened game 1 at plus 150. And now after game 1 opened up at plus 135 just now. Yeah. So the books know that Colorado didn't play a great game, and that they're playing net could be a very big reason why Tampa Bay could take game 2.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this game too. Do you have any thoughts on any props that you're already looking ahead at?
So after game 1's a really tough game in a series to load up on props, because you don't know the matchups, you don't know the line combinations. But a few things I took away from, I do over at Covers, me and Carlo Koliakovo, former Maple Leaf defenseman, 14-year guy, awesome guy. We dig through some stuff, and I'm really lucky. I get to talk to him about the angles of players and certain handicapping things that not everybody's privy to. So it's really cool looking at these lines. I mean, JT Compher played up on the second line with Rantanen and Burakovsky. He got lots of minutes. So we saw in this postseason, and we saw especially in this final, that books are opening the markets up a bit more for other markets like points, where usually it was just 6 players, maybe 5 players and 1 defenseman. But now we're getting larger point markets, so we can get these bottom 9 forwards and middle 6 forwards for points. So JT Compher, someone I'll be looking at. Turi Lehkonen played on power play 1, which is pretty impressive. So I'm waiting to see what his power play point number comes out. The point Colton Paul line, which was obviously a big talking point, they played a lot at 5-on-5, and they had more minutes than the Stamkos line at even strength. Another one I'm looking at is Palat. I mean, he's been a staple on that top line, and he's still minus 125 for a point, and he's getting PP2. Valery Nichushkin, he had 6 shots on goal last night, 11 attempts. He gets to play with Nate Mack, and with all the attention on McKinnon, he might be the forgotten guy on the wing. So I think there's a lot of angles that props we can look at for game 2 once all the markets open.
Yeah, definitely great to look at those players that aren't going to be the huge target for the other team when you're looking at props. Now, do you ever do goalie props for their saved shots on goal, Josh?
Yeah, we hit, me and Coco did Vasilevsky over 32.5 yesterday. It was kind of sweaty, and it was kind of scary in the first period.
Yeah.
I mean, that 3-1 score didn't really help, but Colorado's offense just kind of, it doesn't sit back. And we saw in the Edmonton series that they don't have the ability to sit back. their best defense is their offense, and they can keep pushing. So they don't slow down when they have the lead. So we can use that. But I'm sure the books will probably open Vaz's number at 33.5, which it closed at. I'm really interested to see Darcy Kemper's number open up because it closed at 27.5. And I'm not really sure that he's going to finish the series. So there might be there might be a play somewhere in there where we get an under 27.5 and he gets the hook for Francouz.
Yeah, when we look at last night's game, he did go under his save shots on goal with Tampa just not firing at the same rate that we saw Colorado firing. But we look at the Colorado Avalanche, their strength really is getting those block shots on goal. I know Cale Makar's number was low last night at -2 or 2.5 block shots on goal. He hit over that easily.
Are you talking block shot markets right now?
Yeah.
Atta girl, good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah. Are you looking at any of that?
I really like the block shot market. I hit it a bunch in the elimination games. I think there's a little bit of an edge for elimination game block shots. People obviously willing to just put their body on the line. But like you said, Cale Makar, it almost becomes a situation where the more ice time you have, it's just going to lean into the correlation of getting hit with a puck sooner or later.
Yeah.
So guys like him, guys like Hedman, Ryan McDonough is usually 2.5, and I think he was paying like -140 to the over. So I like Makar. I do like a lot of those defensemen who play big minutes in the shot block market. And cheers to you for bringing that up because that's a fantastic market.
Well, it's going to be really interesting to see how the books price that tomorrow because we got plus money at +142 last night on over 2.5. So it was a money maker there. And I know in some of these games, he's got like 6-7 block shots on goal. So Cale Makar, definitely one you need to look at.
Yeah, they'll probably use when they're using and setting those lines. They won't use the average number, right? They'll use a median number, so it won't get too crazy. You might lose 15 points, but you'll probably still get plus money.
Absolutely, it's going to be a great game. Looking forward to this. Now we've got so much MLB going on right now, Josh. How's MLB season been treating you?
I think I just posted my picks. I'm on BetStamp right now. I'm sitting since I jumped on BetStamp. I don't know. It's been pretty good to me. 15.6% ROI. So nice. It's been good. And baseball's been great. I've just took a lot of money in the San Diego Chicago series because it's just been a bloodbath. One of my favorite things now is literally betting weather. I mean, there's not a lot of edges we have. Weather is massive, especially in Wrigley. Like before, if you've ever bet a long time ago, we would never even get lines on Wrigley Field games because the wind was such an anomaly. Like I know some handicappers would pay someone from Chicago to go down, watch batting practice, and then report back to see which way the winds were blowing because they swirl a bit in Wrigley, but they're blowing out again today. 16-mile-an-hour winds. We saw San Diego just trounce the Cubs yesterday. Yeah. Good God. The last two games, the Chicago bullpen. So, I mean, it was roughed up yesterday. It's sitting with the worst ERA over the last 30 days. It was 29th going into yesterday. I'm trying to find the number. It's just a rough number. There it is. 25 runs in 9 innings pitched in its last 2 games.
Ouch.
And they're sending a rookie pitcher today with 3 starts under his belt. So if he doesn't get deep, this San Diego team will get to dig into this really beat-up bullpen. And all of a sudden, Joe Musgrove's tied for second in the NL Cy Young at +500. So I might not hit the team total San Diego, but I might go on the run line here at -130.
Yeah, I gotta like that -130 in that situation. Definitely gonna be a good game today. I can't wait. So, Josh, if people are looking for your picks over at Covers, where do they find them?
My picks, I pretty much just throw them in people's faces on Twitter more so than people having to go to Twitter. So, I'll follow me on Twitter at @covers_Josh. There it is on the screen. Put notifications on. I mean, we're doing that Coco show, the Jingles and Coco show for every NHL game for player props. Our Bat X plays, which if you've never done or been part of a release show, they're really cool. So do you know anything about release shows, Joe?
No, I don't.
All right. So release shows. So if you are paying someone, some very important people, some very good handicappers for picks, they're not just handing out picks. They get their group chat in the Discord, and they'll sit there and they'll tell everybody in the group what game they're betting at the exact same time, so everybody can get the same number.
Nice.
So that's what we're doing with Derek Carty, who's one of the best projectionists in player props, coming over from the fantasy side and the DFS side, and now making a lot of money in obviously prop betting. So we'll go through, we'll find his best EV plays, and then we'll go step by step, tell everybody, release the plays, and they can get that. So we're doing that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 p.m. That's at Covers and the YouTube page. 5-0 this week, plus 6 units. Yeah, he's just it's just a funny world where you go from handicapping, like probably what me and you do, where we're looking at numbers and looking at a bunch of things, to just literally saying, here's my projection, this is what it is, here's the implied probability versus the projected probability. This is a play.
Yeah, definitely. You guys make sure you go check that out. Josh, anything else you've got going on at Covers you wanted to talk about?
No, but I mean, football season, this is the time where we're gearing up for football season. OTAs, everything starting to build up. So there'll be a lot of noise. I mean, for Covers, football season is God when it comes to content and views and eyes. So we'll be really busy. The crew will be really busy. It's not like we can take a lot of time off. Like, everybody gets their time off during the other parts of the year because football is just so dominant. So we're looking for a huge push in the NFL market this year. And we got a lot of things in the pipeline coming up for sure.
Yeah. And you guys, if you haven't checked out covers.com, make sure you head on over. So much content there for free, Josh. Hats off to you guys and everything you're doing in the industry.
Hats off to you, Joe Madden. You are grinding. Absolutely. I love to see it. I've been following what you're doing. I mean, from like 3,000 followers to 10,000 followers in a couple months, you're really just bringing people together and you're hustling more than anybody. So hats off to you, Joe.
Well, thank you so much. You guys make sure you go over and give Josh a follow on Twitter at covers_Josh, and head on over to covers.com. You don't want to miss out on any of their free content. Josh, thank you so much. Have a fantastic day.
Awesome. Enjoy your week and weekend, Joe. Take care.
Thank you. You too.